Survivors. That's the message a Yankton, South Dakota domestic violence shelter wants the community to hear. That facility is making major changes, they say, because of the rise in domestic violence cases. KTIV's Taylor Deckert takes us there.
3 women a day are killed by intimate partners. This is a huge issue.
The River City Domestic Violence Center's goal is to create a space of safety and sanctuary for anyone fleeing domestic violence or abuse.
We do that really through empowerment of survivors, education of community, and crisis care through our shelter.
The existing shelter is a shared living space with a capacity of 20 people, and right now it's full.
We've done what we can to really maximize the space that we have. If we have funding available, we can utilize local hotels, but those are really short-term options.
And that's why the organization took a step forward about 8 years ago and started working on an expansion to the building to add more rooms.
The new rooms will likely open at the end of this month. We're so very close.
4 new private rooms, safe spaces for victims and even families to find a fresh start with help from center advocates. The center also provides support groups, safety planning, and protection order assistance.
It's time for a shift now to be a little bit more visible and present in the community, to make sure that folks know we are here. We're here for them. We're here for their family and friends who may need it.
The surrounding community is invited to get involved by volunteering, making donations to the shelter, or by educating themselves.
This is a public health issue, which means that we all have to be involved in the prevention of it.
In Yankton, South Dakota, Taylor Deckert, KTIV News 4.
And there is a number you can call if you have questions, concerns, or you need help. You can call the River City Domestic Violence Center's crisis hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that number is there on your screen, 605-665-1448. And we also have that information inside the story for you right now on KTIV.com.